Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, I appreciate you. If you're wondering who my friend is here, she's going to be helping me show you guys what I've been learning when it comes to crochet locking, or others call it instant locking, because I know there might be other people out there who, like myself, suffer from alopecia and might have a more severe condition where they might not be able to grow their hair as long as they would like to. So without further ado, let's get started. I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Exyhair, for sponsoring this video. They are 100% premium human hair. The hair texture that I chose was the Afro Kinky Human Hair Bulk, number 30, 10 inches. Each pack is 1 ounce, and I got about 5 packs total. I'll leave the hair link below and the site and all their socials. I'll also leave a coupon for $10 when you spend over $100. It comes loose like this. You can fold it apart, and you could turn this bulk of hair into instant locks such as these. And from these instant locks, you can attach them to your own hair like this. It's really durable, as you can see. It's 100% durable if you get the method right, which is why practice calls for perfect performance. I'm here learning how to help eliminate that struggle and close that gap for others that aren't fortunate enough to be able to have locks on their own hair by any means. So our lovely sponsor, Exyhair, this is a full 360 moment, to be honest, because I started this channel to spread awareness about alopecia, but still trying to give that motivation that you still can have locks even if you do have alopecia. So that's what I wanted to do. And when I first started this journey, I was just showing a lot of examples on myself with my own natural hair, but then I thought to myself, and I also was seeing online, that there are some people that benefited so heavily from instant locks. What instant lock is that you take the kinky hair, I prefer the kinky hair in bulk, which Exyhair supplies. So you can dye it, you can bleach it, you can color it, you can do so many different things with this hair. And so what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is how to create a lock such as these. Create your own lock. And for me, I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. I am not a loctician. I am not a professional yet, but I'm working really hard on getting there. So the methods that I do might not be appropriate for you, and I will be still learning and growing so that I can do it the proper way that the traditional locticians do it. But for now, I'd say, I always say do a pull test. It's a good thing this is a mannequin. I'd say my method is pretty tight. So I'm going to just show you what I personally do to get the lock from this to this. So stay tuned. As I was saying before, this is a full 360 moment because I will insert pictures, and if I can find videos, I'll insert those as well, of back, I think this was last year, right before I decided my natural lock journey. I had locks in my hair using Exyhair. The color that I had was a bleach blonde, and I do have some here. This is the original color that I had before, and I installed it in my hair doing the two-strand twist method. And for me personally, like I said before, that doesn't mean that it was a bad idea, or it doesn't mean that it was something that shouldn't be done. Just for me personally, I felt that I'm capable of just wearing my locks naturally. So what I did was I took the regular bulk hair, loose bulk hair, I separated a little bit, probably like this much or so, and I two-strand twisted it in my natural hair. I thought it was really cute. I just didn't think that that was the route that I wanted to go going into starting my own lock journey. I also have these 2 braids in the front because I also did a wrap method. Not me personally, it was paid to get done, and what they did was braid my hair down and then wrapped the bulk hair around that. I'm gonna attempt that because I've never done that one before. I'm mainly focusing on the crochet method. So as you can see, I believe I made 40 locks total. Let's see if I can get a close up. They are not perfect. I'm well aware that they are not perfect, but that's why we practice, because we get better. And there's some that have a nice smooth transition and some that have a clear demarcation of where the lock was added. But if this was the same color hair as the hair you see on top, it would definitely mesh together perfectly. And now I'm going to show you myself how I created the lock so it can get like this. And then I will also show you how I attached it to my mannequin to get it like this. Exyhair also comes with their own crochet needles. They come with 0.5 millimeters. You get a single hook, a double hook, and a triple hook. To me personally, I use the triple hook and the single hook. With the triple hook, I use it just to form my structure for my lock, how long I want it to be, how much hair I want on the top. So I use the triple hook to speed that process up, and then I refine, go in and tighten up the lock that I make with my single hook. And then I also use my triple hook when it comes to first attaching the hair to the natural hair. And then I refine and I tighten up with my single hook afterwards. So for me personally, how I start, I assess the lock. This was all loose hair before I made it into a lock. I assess how thick the lock is going to be, and then at first I guesstimate how much hair I'm going to need for this particular lock. And how I figure out how wide and how thick it will be, I pretty much just twist it up to see if this would be a good thickness to apply to my lock here. And if it's a good thickness, I know once I compact it and make it tight, that it will be a right thickness for this particular lock that I'm going to add it to. Kind of have to eyeball it. There's no measurements to know exactly how thick you want to make it. And for me, for the length, I know that once I start crocheting it, it will start to add length. So the bottom, I leave a little bit extra. So I know if I need to pull some out and bring the length up shorter. Because for me, this model didn't need their locks to be too long. It looks like it's really short, but then once you add it on, it gives the lock a nice length added. I take the hair here. I think this thickness is going to be enough to add to my model's lock right here. I take my triple hook needle, and what I do a pull and rotate motion. So I pull the hair out. You see those little hairs? I twist it, and then I go back in and pull again. So then I have more hair, twist it, and I go back in. And I'm just pulling and twisting, pulling and twisting. Even that little bit there compacted it together, and I'm going to do that all the way down the lock. So pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist. See how fast that was? Now I'm leaving the end loose just so I can see how long this lock is going to end up once I'm finished creating the base for my lock. So I'm going to do some more pull and twist. You don't want to rip the crochet needle through the hair. You don't want a ripping motion. If it sounds like that crispy sound, if it sounds like you're ripping hair, you are. And what we don't want to do is rip someone's hair out. So this is what the base is looking like now. And like I said, I have this end here to see how long I want my lock to be. And this is the length that I'm trying to achieve. So I believe that the rest of this hair going down will create this length. So what I'm going to do is finish it up. I have this loose end here. So what I'm going to do is take my single point needle that I told you I personally use to refine the ends, bunch up the ends here, and the same thing. I'm going to do a pull and twist motion to get all this hair together. That's what I'm doing with my right hand. What my left hand is doing is rotating the loose hair together so that I can get all the hair around it. And the way I grab this loose hair at the top here is I go inward diagonally and I pull it downward into the lock. So it gives me a nice tapered end, and it's not just a blunt chunky end. It spirals downward to look smaller and natural, like the lock ended that way. Now this lock already looks really good, but if you were to press it, there's a lot of spots that are really soft and spongy, and you just want it to be a little bit firm. So that's what I'm going to do, is just firm it. I guess that's what you say. I'm just going to make it a bit firmer so that I can attach it to my lock. Measure in thickness. I'd say that matches really well. And what I do, a lot of people might find it hard to do, and there's probably faster, easier ways to do it. I just don't know them yet. What I like to do is take my lock, and from the hard end point here to the hard end or the hard start point here, I mesh them together and I wrap this lock around this hair. Then I take my loose bulky hair and I loosely wrap it around the two. So now I have something that looks like this. Looks a mess and looks crazy, but I'm going to show you how to fix it. I take my 3-point hook needle and I loosely pull and twist. Now that I have refined the lock with the base of the real hair, I'm going to take my single point needle and clean up and refine the remainder of the lock. Where I'm stabbing is around the lock, but also going through and pulling hair into the lock to tighten it together. Me personally, I don't like to stay too much in one area. I just like to go over it and keep moving so that I don't mess up or end up making one area too tight and locking it together too tight. For me, the way I can tell if it is attached is just how stern and sturdy it feels in the center. If it's not like, you see, it's not really like bendy and that flexible just yet. That's how I can tell if I've done a good job attaching it. If it just feels really stuck onto the lock. If I was to make it too loose, I feel like the hair you could squish it together really easily and move it around really easily. So to me, that makes me feel like that's a weaker attachment, or that's something that will fall off later down the road, and I don't want that. And I'm all about security when it comes to hair, so that you can just have the best wear and the best style from it. And I will give you a close-up so you can see. Another added security for me, also, as you may know, a lot of locticians say that you have to perform a pull test to make sure that this lock is not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do, performing my pull test. This is not going anywhere, hasn't budged a bit. And that is how I plan on learning how to attach and help other people achieve a nice locked look. I think this method is really helpful when it comes to helping somebody's confidence. I think it's helpful when it comes to boosting somebody's mood and knowing that the possibilities are really endless when it comes to locks and how you can achieve locks. Me personally, I chose the route of natural, but if all else have failed for me personally, this definitely would have been runner-up. Now that I have learned how to crochet them myself, it was very intimidating at first, but I don't find it so fearful anymore, only because I've been practicing and overcame that fear of thinking that I'm not capable of doing it, I'm not capable of learning it, when I've literally, anything I put my hands to, I know that I can achieve greatness in it. So when I decided to do locks, making locks and attaching locks, I knew this was definitely something I could get into, that I can help somebody else, and knowing that that person can walk away feeling their best as well. And that's all that really mattered to me. I also do find the needle very beneficial when it comes to my own hair. As you can see with my own personal locks, some of them have a bit of frizz on them, and for some people that might really bother them. I don't have much frizzing. Some of them do have loose strands on them. We're past the marrying phase, so by my scalp they don't try to intertwine with other locks and other nearby hair. What I love about Exyhair is that they provide you with these crochet needles, which are really good for catching that loose hair that you just want to tuck in. So let me find a good example for you. So here's a good example. This one has some loose hair coming out. That doesn't bother me, but it bothers some people personally. So when it comes to this crochet needle, all you have to do is lay the hair down, take your crochet needle, and then you just gently go over. Remember, a gentle pull and twist. I'm gonna go down. It laid all that loose hair right down, so I don't have to worry about it coming up again. It is now locked into my hair. It also creates a neater look if you're somebody that doesn't like all the frizzing, and it also helps neaten the appearance of your locks for those who feel that they look unkept or messy, you know. I will continue to practice with Exyhair products. I started this practice back when I decided to put Exy bulk hair into my own hair, and from then on I have absolutely fallen in love with the hair. I love the process. I think that it's so easy to work with. I think that it comes out so natural. It feels natural. It doesn't have a stiff feeling to it. You could still color your hair. The great thing about this is that if you were to grow your hair out and you wanted to color your hair, a lot of times I've been hearing that some locticians are sneaking in synthetic hair. So when someone goes to wash their hair, that the human hair that's on top of their hair is not taking, and that only their hair is getting the color, the bleach, or the processing, whereas the rest of the hair is not. This mannequin has 100% human hair. So if I wanted to bleach this mannequin's hair and bleach these locks that I've attached onto this mannequin's head, I have nothing to worry about because it's all human hair, so it's all going to process. So that's another thing that I really like about Exyhair. They really thought about their customers, they really thought about quality, they really thought about style, and they executed it perfectly. This hair is absolutely amazing. It looks so natural. Again, I picked a color that was bright and obvious so that you can see the demarcation from where I crocheted the natural mannequin's hair and where I crocheted onto the lock onto the mannequin's hair. And again, if you are someone practicing crochet locking, you have to perform your pull test. And this is not going. You get in a fight, this ain't going anywhere. Now, I don't encourage you to pull somebody's real hair like this, but a nice stern tug once you're done attaching your lock will really let you know if you served your customer right and you've put this lock on that customer's hair very thoroughly. So I thank you for watching. This video wasn't too long. I just wanted to share a lovely company that I personally have used. I want to thank Exyhair for sending me this beautiful 100% premium human hair. I absolutely love it. It is the best bulk human hair I have ever gotten my hands on. And I've used a couple other companies who didn't really live up to my expectation and didn't really live up to quality when it came to coloring, dyeing, attaching, and using bulk hair. So I really appreciate you for watching. I will continue my work when it comes to crochet locking, aka instant locking, so that I'll be able to help anybody else in the future who will look forward to having locks, can't have locks, or simply just don't want to wait for real locks to form. And without further ado, me and my lovely friend, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.